Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Sunday, 5 p.m. So y'all know what that means. It's another live session of Cartalk TV. I'm your host here today, Carl Shorell. Today's guest, we got ARC Motorsport. It's going down. We're going to talk business, entrepreneurship. We're going to talk cars. Y'all seen the builds that they was doing. The Donks, they even got, I believe, one of Donkmaster cars in their garage right now. Oh my God, Vapors. Hey, do me a favor, fam. Drop that pin for me. Drop that pin for me. And we just holding tight, waiting for ARC to come in the chat. We chopped it up with him a little bit earlier. But they're gonna have a lot to talk about, and he's in the building right now. Let's go ahead and connect, and let's not wait any longer. Let's do it. Let's get it. All right, we try and join. Connection coming. We live.
Yep.
What's up, fellas?
What up? What up?
How y'all doing, man? Happy Sunday to y'all.
Same to you. Same to you.
For sure, man. Definitely appreciate both of you guys coming in today. Being one of our guests on Cartalk TV. It's definitely an honor to have business owners like yourself, especially representing the DMV, as well. But let's get into who you guys are. Tell us, a little bit about the shop. What you guys specialize in as well. We got a lot of people that's in the community, so they may be beneficial to you guys as well. So go ahead and introduce yourself, fellas.
Well, I'm Darrell, co-owner of ARC Motorsports. Come from VA. Got a graphic design background. Love for cars. Hooked up with my partner here, Chris, and we just been rocking and rolling ever since. So yeah, that's me.
Chris, like he said, probably been working on cars since I was like 16. A couple years ago, he came to me with the opportunity. It was like he wanted to do something different in the DMV, and I was like, hey, as long as you go deal with the customers and I can stay in the back, and I ain't got to deal with nobody, let's go to work. And hey, it's been a relationship that it hasn't done anything but grow ever since then.
Nice. So I got two people in here. So both of you guys, I know you said you was around 15 when you got in the car. So both of you guys, tell me a little bit about your first experience of what actually got you into cars.
I would say for me, my first experience, I had a Power Wheels Mercedes when I was little, and it broke really early into the game, and my father, instead of throwing it away, he used to push me down the hill in the backyard in it, and I used to just coast down the backyard in it. And ever since then, like I just been addicted to them. Like, and then my first customization was taking the hood caps off of that Power Wheels car, so I had the all black rim instead of the factory chrome Power Wheels wheels. So,
man, that's dope.
Yes, ever since then I've been hooked ever since.
Nice. What about you, Chris?
Man, it's pretty much a similar story. So I got a remote control car for Christmas, and it wasn't fast enough for me. So what I did was I took it completely apart and realized it was, like the brushless motors that made it operate off of a gear. So here I am, like, I think maybe like 9 or 10 years old, and I actually took another remote control car apart and taped both of the motors together, hooked the gears up, and next thing you know, we got a car doing wheelies, remote control, battery operated. And that's it. I haven't looked back since. If I can take it apart, I'm going to figure out a way to make it better.
Okay, good stuff. So as far as cars for you guys, like actual cars, once you grew up, obviously you got that passion for cars when you guys were, teeny bops, small little kids. Both of you guys' first car, like your first car, not your first build, but your first car.
My first car was actually passed down from my grandfather. He had an '87 Silverado long bed pickup truck. And he was it was a grandfather type truck. He had the old school camper on the back, had the metal mud flaps on it, and he had the big ass bug visor on the front. And it was an old man truck. So unfortunately he passed, but he left it to me. So first thing I did was take the camper off. I took the metal running boards off, took the bug guard off, put dual exhaust on it, and you would have thought I had a rebuilt turbo LS motor. Just with exhaust, I thought I had the fastest thing smoking. So I used to be in high school doing burnouts in the snow because, of course, it wouldn't really do too much, on dry ground. So that was my actual first car. That was my actual first car. And I was still getting girls in the pickup truck.
Of course. Hold on. And you said if I didn't hear you correctly, did you say you were in high school?
Yeah, in high school. Yep. That was 10th grade. Yep, 10th grade. That was my first car.
So a 10th grader with a car, was that a big deal where you were, like, down in Virginia? If you had a car,
I got it. He passed when I was in 10th grade. I got it in 10th grade. I couldn't drive it till 11th grade. Because in 10th grade, I definitely was on the moped. But 11th grade was when I first started driving. So, yeah.
So, did a lot of people have cars in 11th grade?
It was probably like 8 of us in the whole senior class that was driving. Like I said, before I was on the moped, then, got the truck. And then once I got the truck, it was on the popping since then.
So, you was killing the school then, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't tell me nothing. Yeah, you couldn't. And then I thought back then, I thought a system was just replacing the speakers. I didn't go bigger or sub. I just replaced the speakers, and I told everybody I had a system in the truck.
Right.
So that was it. Then I had the single den that you bolt on up under the dashboard, not the one that fits flush like it's supposed to in the dashboard. I had the joint that came with a separate plastic case that you screw into the bottom of the dashboard. So yeah, that was my system. Yeah, so you couldn't tell me nothing.
Gotcha. Now, before you do, let me do a quick test here. I do hear feedback. Do you guys hear feedback as well?
Nah, you're clear.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Somebody let me know in the chat. Are y'all hearing any feedback right now? Let me know. I do hear a little bit. I'm not sure.
You got something on your head?
Nope.
Yeah, ain't nothing on the head.
All right, well, let's rock. Go ahead, Chris. What's your first car?
First car was a 1987 Nissan Sentra two-door. So I got that for, hold on, let me see. Yeah, I got that for graduating to the 11th grade. And first thing I did was I dropped it off at Mako. Had to, throw some paint on that thing. Then after I picked it up from Mako, I took it to Circuit City. I had to put a system in it. And I still back there watched them do the entire system. Came back home, took everything back out, reinstalled it. Next day, wheels started spinning. That's pretty much, that was my first car, and that was what pretty much, got me into the game. Next thing you know, every weekend, I got like 5 or 6 cars sitting in front of my mother's driveway. I'm putting in systems, the fog lights, and all that stuff.
Right. Good stuff. Let me shout out a couple folks in here. We got Ace Buggy 0402, of course, my co-host and partner, E Vapors. We got the Relly Rails in here, Badass, Nick Holly, Daily Grind Family, That Dude 06, Vontae, Tommy Boy, Ellie Mo, V Lonte, J58 Langston, Lex, Liquid Detergent, JR225, V Jizzle, That Guy Pat, Southside Gotti, Big Al 301. A lot of folks in here. One Bojack, 40 Cows, Supercharged, Boogie, Big 1099, Blue Diamond Kennel, H-Town 88, Roadrunner SM. Man, we got a lot of folks in here. If I didn't get to you, my apology. But we want to keep this thing going. But we definitely support. And I appreciate all the support for rocking with us. All right, so let's fast forward a little bit.
All right.
What made you guys initially open up the shop?
Your car.
Yeah, probably my Impala, my 71 Impala. So I had a 73 Delta 88 convertible, and I sent it to a shop in Richmond. And unfortunately, the shop burned down with my car in it.
Ooh.
And they didn't have no insurance.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, and I didn't have classic car insurance. So they gave me a little check, which wasn't worth a quarter of what the car was worth. So I ended up buying a 71 Impala. So fixing it up, and I was like, man, I gotta get this thing painted. So a buddy of mine told me about some Spanish guys down in Woodbridge that do good work. I said, all right, cool. Took it down there. A year goes by, and they haven't even started on the car. Like, they broke it down, but they haven't even started on the car. So of course, go down there, hey man, what's going on? Blah blah blah. All right, man, we're gonna knock it out. We're gonna knock it out. So they put the quarter panels on. And that took like another 4 months to put the quarter panels on. So I got out, I was like, hey, look, I'm taking my car, man. She's not, we gonna fast. I said, no, I'm taking my car. So I took my car. So I called Chris, and Chris was actually working at the time. I said, look, I said, man, the quarters is on. I just need you to do the body work to paint the car. He was like, all right, bet. So he painted the car. And even in the midst of him painting it, people was coming by checking it out. They was like, yo, like, who car is this? And he thought it was my man Real. And then what you said the dude said, thought I was in the game.
The dope boy.
Yeah. So, and at the time, like I said, I was doing graphic design. I was doing club flyers. The club flyers was real heavy. So anyway, Chris painted it and, you know, put everything back together, put the wheels on, hit the street. And everybody was like, yo, who painted your car? Like, this is the best paint. Like, where you go, down south? I said, nah, my man Chris painted. So after like literally like 10, 15 inquiries, I had Chris up. I was like, yo, I think we need to do something because it's not really a shop around here that's doing this type of work to the quality level. Like, you know, we ain't talking no Bondo, filling rust holes and nothing, you know what I'm saying, with body filler. I'm talking about straight metal, glassed out block, candy paint, buff to 5,000 mirror reflection like nobody's doing that around here. So I hit him up, gave him the idea, and fortunately he was tired of his job, so he quit and we opened up shop and went to work. And look back.
And how long ago was this? 3 years, 4 years?
This was, so we opened up ARC Motorsports in April of 2016. Yep. And this was that previous winter. So my car came out, I think, like March that year or February that year. And then that following, like I said, that following April, that's when, you know what I'm saying, we got the shop and ain't looked back since. So yeah, that was almost 4.5 years ago.
Dope. Man, so, you know, I love that, hearing about, you know, Chris being fed up with his job, taking that leap of faith, out there, jumping off the foot. You know, I definitely commend you on that, man. You know, not a lot of people that can do that, you know, just walk away, and, you know, just go into business.
Oh, no, it was definitely rough.
Oh, yeah. It was rough. And like I said, he had a job. I didn't have a job. I was just getting a little side money here doing graphic design work for clubs and stuff. So, I mean, when we opened up shop, the first year was awful. Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah. Like, it would be times.
Tell me about that, man. Because, you know, everybody see the fame and they see the glory. They see Donkmaster, you know, at your shop. They think it's all peaches and cream. They see you flossy. Got all types of people coming into the shop now. Tell me about any tough times that you had and how did you push through to keep it going to get it to where you at right now?
I'll start it off and then I'll rewind. So everything we got going on now to, you know, Donkmaster having a great business relationship with him, a great business relationship with Stitch by Slick, Whip Addict, Whips by Wade, Donk Ride or Die, all them big names. Yeah, Adrenaline Lifestyles, like all those big social media car guys. It was a lot going on when we first started out before we got to where we're at now. So, and going back, I'm talking about, it was times where, you know, like right now, we salary ourselves, but it was times where we didn't know we were gonna get paid at the end of the week, or sometimes the end of the month.
Exactly. Yeah. I was about to say, you better head on to that.
Yeah. So I mean, bills is due. We don't know where money gonna come from. We didn't know if we was gonna make it, stay in business. I mean, we cuss each other out often. I mean, it's just the frustration, but it's just, you know, you always gotta see the light at the end of the tunnel. So it is like, I mean, it was really, really difficult in the beginning. The shop that we were in didn't have no circulation, so all the heat would stay right there as far as like being hot and sweaty and muggy in the shop. Like, it was really, no money. Yeah, yeah. It's nothing worse than being broke and hot. It's not. I'm telling you, it was like torture, man. It was like torture. But like I said, it took a long. I can say a long time, but it took a lot to get to where we at now. Like I said, it wasn't no gravy cakewalk. You know what I'm saying? All the way to where we're at now. So yeah, not at all.
It would be times where we literally probably might have put $200 or $300 in our pocket for a month's worth of work.
Right.
And I'm like, man, hold on, how much longer we made it do this? You have to figure something out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then I think that's when we started really, really pushing with the car shows, and really started pushing with every aspect of the job and what's going on. Because, I mean, you'll get a lot of people, you get a shop, you drop the car off, you take a picture. Just got this 75 Donk in, getting ready to redo it. Woo, woo, woo. Next picture you see is in the paint booth. So what happened from the time that the car got dropped off to the time it made it in the paint? Mm-hmm. That was our niche. That's what we figured out. This is what this can kind of put us ahead of everybody else. Because we didn't have anything to hide. Like, everything we put right out there on social media for it to see. Like, our sell point with our customers was, do you have social media? Because you'll be able to see an update of your vehicle on our page to see all the steps and everything that's going on. They're blown away. They're like, so you're going to show us you putting the metal in? Yeah. We're installing the metal. We're straightening the metal, shrinking it, taking stuff apart, showing you what other shops did. Like that, being able to expose ourselves and show every part of the job is what got us where we at right now. Because it's nothing to hide. And a lot of shops do that. They'll tell you they did something, then it'll come here, and we'll sand it down, and we'll clearly see that it didn't get done. I mean, Shamika's truck. We did what year was her car?
67 Cadillac.
67 Cadillac. Car was supposed to be done ready for paint. We sanded the car down. We ended up having to put panels on it. We ended up having to replace almost every panel on the car, even the floors in the trunk. And what really sent her over the edge was when we took the trunk off and we flipped it upside down, they actually took the time to fill in a hole with newspaper. Yeah, newspaper.
Yeah. And if you go on, like, I know we got a lot of posts. If you scroll down, since 2016, that video is still on there where Jerry pulled newspaper out of the trunk, where somebody filled it in and covered it with Bondo so you couldn't see it, and primed it over top.
That's what we've been dealing with.
Wow. So, me myself, I never really got too heavy into the whole restoration frame, off the frame build. That seems like what you guys specialize in a lot of when it comes to these old schools. What I like about it, man, is the transparency that you guys do. A lot of people are doing it. Like you said, people are hiding that they the newspaper saying that they're doing something and they're not doing it. Showing them like the real behind the scenes, taking them step by step along with your process. I think that's extremely dope, man. Those three guys. Don't ride or die. Don't ride or die, man. Salute to them. All right, so about about a few of your biggest builds that you guys had personally that you feel passionate about. Tell me a little bit about those. Like
as far as customers or personal cars?
As far as personal cars.
We haven't had time to build it.
I'm about to say, yeah. The only one, our personal stuff, I mean, his race car is running, but I mean, he ain't got time to dial it in. And then my Impala, I done tore that back down again to make it right. So I mean, like, I got so much invested in my Impala, I can't even sell it. So I'm gonna just have to die with mine. So it's gonna keep getting remade and keep getting remade. So Part Wizards, Peanut Butter and Jelly 3.0, 4.0 will be out. Yeah, 4.0 will be out next year, 2021 in the springtime. But yeah, like, and the thing with that is, I could easily bring my car and have everybody work on it and it'd be done next month. But if I'm taking away from our customers' bills, if all of our personal cars are getting done, then that means we're not doing no customer cars.
That's true.
So yeah, and it's kind of, you kind of got to have that balance as a shop owner to, you know, obviously get stuff done, but then you got to have your own personal car to take the car shows, stuff like that. Like, let's say the owner of, you know, the people's personal cars that they out of town or they got it in the garage somewhere getting done and we can't use it. We always got to have something to put out on the street. Now, luckily, we've done so much in the last 4.5 years. I could probably put together 6 or 7 cars at any given time out of the however many cars that we've done since then. But like as far as personal cars, it's hard to put a personal car, man, for a shop owner, or at least for us, because I wouldn't want to go all in on my car, and then I got 10 customers like, man, why you ain't finish my car? Yours done, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, one customer, what was it, when you had him do the fuel pump or something on yours?
Oh my God, man, it's always something, man. Like you said, you kind of gotta let the reins go in your personal car when you got a shop or a business as far as this magnitude dealing with cars. So, you know, we try to squeeze them in every now and then, but like I said, we definitely don't rush our personal stuff.
I got 5 out back, and he got 4 out back.
Yeah.
They look just like they did when we bought them.
Right.
Haven't been able to touch anything.
Right.
That's because you guys are hustling, man.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys are trying to play around.
yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. And at the end of the day, we're big on, you know, the customer. So, like you said, I mean, if we get a chance to spend maybe like an hour or 2 on it on like a Sunday or something like that, that's fine. But we try to make it's so much work in here right now, and everything is like at that point where it's headed home. So like that's our focus. We're just trying to wrap them up so we can get them out of here.
Yeah.
See, I'm not thinking about a personal car.
Yeah, nah. Like me, like I said, if my car come out that beginning of the summer, I'll be happy. But there's no, and it wouldn't take much. It's just no rush. Yeah, like it's really no rush. Like I said, we got enough customer cars where we could send the whole fleet out to the car show and everybody would know who, you know, who built it.
Cool. Howard Homecoming. Have you guys ever went out to like Howard Homecoming back in the day with any cars? Or like
just last year, matter of fact. Yeah, matter of fact, I got a Howard Homecoming story for you just last year. So it was me and my 71 Impala. My boy Tony, well, he got a green 73 convertible. And my boy Warren, he actually just sold his 71 convertible. And we was all riding up Georgia Avenue past Howard. We went up, turned around, coming back down the hill. And I'm in the lead, you know, I'm always, you know, kind of leading the pack as far as where to go next, where to turn next, because I kind of know the inner workings of traffic during Howard Homecoming. You know, certain streets you just can't go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you get them certain streets that's, you know, it's a lot of people, you know, you want to show off, flex a little bit, turn the system up, whatever. We coming down the hill, Howard's on the left. We coming down Georgia Avenue, Howard's on the left, because we're approaching the McDonald's, and I run out of gas.
Oh.
So mind you, it's a million people outside. And I'm leading like 3 or 4 old school cars. Everybody taking pictures and recording video and stuff. I'm in the joint, you know, flexing. I run out of gas. So what's the first thing you think you would do? I'm gonna tell you what I did. So mind you, the car's out of gas, but it's still on. So the system is still playing. Right. So I put the car in park and I get out. So everybody like, oh. I'm like, yeah, I really don't know. This joint ain't moving. So I go to my man behind me. He was like, man, what you doing? We gonna stop right here? I said, yeah. He was like, why? I said, because I don't have any gas to go anywhere else. He's like, you serious? I said, hell yeah. So we was there for like probably about 30 minutes. My boy Brandon, shout out to Kane. He luckily was on the Enduro, and he had my other homeboy had an extra gas tank. So we bungee corded the gas tank to his Enduro dirt bike, and he made I think 2 trips to the gas station and came back and put gas in the car. And then she fired right up, and then I had to drive to the next gas station. But for about an hour 15 minutes, I was stuck on Georgia Avenue with no gas. But nobody else knew because it looked like we just pulled over and was, you know, stunned and, you know, doing what we do. Yeah, right. So it worked out perfectly, but it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Dope stuff. What about you, Chris? You got any Howard Homecoming stories? Or?
Well, only stories I can say as far as like Howard is I always called it like the mad rush. I never really been the type of person where you'll see me out at a lot of events and stuff like that. I'm always working. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? That's my pastime. That's what I like to do. That actually relaxes me to be in here. It's nice and quiet and I'm working. He'll come grab the cars and go to the shows or whatever and do him. That's perfectly fine with me. So, like I said, I would call Howard for me the Mad Rush because before we linked up, I was kind of doing my own thing. And yeah, probably I painted for Howard Homecoming. This is no exaggeration.
What year was it?
No, I'm saying like over the span of from 2010 to maybe like 2016, 2017. Nah, 2015. 2010 to 2015, I probably painted like 30 or 40 cars for Howard Homecoming.
Wow.
Yeah. All the sticker boys, those Crown Vics that was lifted up with the Lamborghini doors back in the day, all the Tahoes, the two-door Tahoes, the funny color ones with the matching wheels before people was even into it. I pretty much did all that. All that.
I got a question for you now. You bring it. So I'm from Baltimore.
Okay.
And we started going out Howard Homecoming around like 2007. That's when I started to get familiar with like the whole DC culture and everything like that. Always been love. Always been love. Regardless of what they say in the past, the huge DC Baltimore beat. Y'all always showed us love when we came out, in Virginia. In 2010, we went out there. And, we had our vehicles, we had pictures, we had a couple guys with Lambos on Buicks 24s. And we seen a lot of Crown Vics. Just to piggyback on what you just said. These Crown Vic, man, the paint on them joints was crazy, all types of colors, two-tone. The main one that stood out to me, and my brother just brought this up, and I was just watching the video on YouTube that we got. It was a purple Nerds. Did you have your hands in that purple Nerds pick? Because that thing was crazy.
Dave joint, wasn't it?
Dave had the Gatorade.
So who had the Nerds?
It had to be Ant.
It was a Nerd. It was a Gatorade.
I did all of them.
Yeah, he did all of them.
Oh man, that's dope. That's dope. So what went behind like the whole theme, the theme thing, like around that time?
They want
people just like, just drop my car off to you. You look it up.
That was it. They would come. They would drop the car off to the shop. They would
and Twan.
Twan had the Green Goblin or something like the purple. It was a goblin.
I thought one of the Nerds was one of them other cars before that though, wasn't it?
I don't know. So, long story short, they would just come to the shop and they would just, I don't know, just pick a bunch of colors. So once they picked the colors that they wanted on the car, then they would literally go to the 7-Eleven something, just grab something. Hey, I want mine to be the Gatorade. We got orange and purple. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to call this the Gatorade. So I would either call him or call somebody else that had the graphics made. I paint the car, put the stickers on the side of it, clear everything, buff it down, and send it up the road. But yeah, pretty much the ones, okay, so you had a lot of, like you said, the cartoon cars and stuff like that. But the ones that you could tell was like they invested into it, like you could tell the difference in the paint quality and stuff like that. I did it. Yeah, I did probably maybe like 10 or 12 of those cars.
Wow, man. You know what? That's super dope that, you just bring up a few cars that I really know about and that I had respect for, like when I was in a car game. But I've seen the Nerds car, the Gatorade car. It wasn't just no make no paint job.
Exactly.
Let's just throw some stickers on this car and call a rap job. Nah, those cars were like some down south showing off, showing off.
Yeah.
So you was doing those what, at a shop that you were working at, or
I've had probably maybe like 5 or 6 different shops. The biggest thing with me is it's hard to find people that was on my level, so I always ended up having to do everything by myself. But then I would have maybe like 1 or 2 employees or something like that, but you're trying to operate a 10,000 square foot facility. So I mean, I would get there, get everything going, and then it would just start falling apart because, like, the management part. And I said, that's where he comes in. Like, people will always say, well, every time I come here, he's sitting in front. That's all he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? He handles the front. He handles the customers. He deals with the parts. He deals with all that.
Promotion.
Yeah, the promotion. Yeah. So for me back then, I'm trying to do all that by myself. And, yeah, I just burnt myself out. And so like I said, this is it's a perfect relationship because he knows what he has to do. I know what I have to do. And then we can see each other at the end of the month. And that's how it works.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, what's funny, to piggyback off that, I had a dude inboxing on Facebook yesterday and asked me how much reducer should I put in on the base coat to thin it out. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Yeah, I don't know. I said, let me ask my painter. He was like, oh, what, you retired? I'm like, I never painted nothing. Like, I don't paint. Yeah, that's not what I do. He was like, oh, I thought you painted. I'm like, nah. That made me think further. Like, how many people out there think that Darrell of ARC actually paints cars? Like, I don't. I really don't. Like, I'll come check it. I'll pick the colors. I'll pick the scheme. You know what I'm saying? I'll say, hey, Chris, wet sand this out, or fix this, adjust this, or add some of this to make it look better. But I don't paint. Yeah, I don't paint. Like I said, it was funny because I'm like, hey, how many people really think I'm in here really like painting cars? And like, yeah, that's not why I'm here. Yeah, that's not what I signed up for.
We have customers that come up and be like, hey, where the boss at? We talk to the boss real quick. If you go get them for you.
Yeah,
I'm perfectly fine with it. Up until like right now, people probably wouldn't have even known that I have anything to do with anything. They just look at it like, okay, well, Chris goes to work and that's that. Nobody knows how in depth I am as far as like in the company, and I like it that way because it limits all the questions and people want it's just a lot. No disrespect to people, but I just don't like dealing with people. I just like to stay in the back and I just like work. That's all I want to do. Yeah, so like I said, it's a perfect relationship. He loves to talk, I don't like to talk. So yeah, he can handle the front, I'll stay in the back. And it worked.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So as far as the promotions and marketing, how did you guys make that connection with like, the Donkmasters and, all the big whip addicts, all the big, all the big Instagram pages out there, the huge influence. How did you guys make that connection? And this is, not to bring in to tell any of your secrets, but we may have some business here, entrepreneurs that may be curious, like, man, I could never reach out for try to do a collab or do something with this big star like Donkmaster. Like, tell them a little bit just to show these people like it's possible.
So this is how that came about. So I've actually known Donkmaster for probably about going on 5 or 6 years now. And how that came about was, like I said, I started out doing graphic design. So I have a separate graphic design Instagram page, and he had wanted to get some logos and graphic work done. So I did some graphic. Matter of fact, if you go on his page and scroll back, I did some posters with everybody that he beat during that race season. I would put his cars at the forefront and put all the cars that he beat. I would Photoshop them like in the junkyard or wheels and tires missing because he beat the brakes off everybody. So, and I would do renderings for his shop. So he would have his customers, like his high clientele, and before they started the build, I would do the finished product design and send it to Donkmaster. Donkmaster would show it to his customer, and then, they could, go from there. So, and he didn't know that I had a shop. He just knew me from the graphics. So I would kind of slide in there like, yeah, I got a shop too. He was like, yeah, all right. Like, I'm like, no, I got a shop. So I wouldn't bug him, but I would keep throwing out there like, yeah, we do the same thing at my shop. So then my boy Pat that runs Donk Ride or Die, he would plug in some of my stuff too, because the one thing about business, no matter what you do, you have to be good at what you do. Because if you're not good, or if you can't produce a quality product, nobody's gonna matter. So for me doing graphic design and having a quality product, to me owning a shop and us producing a quality product, it starts to get people's antennas raised. Where it's like, man, who did that car? It's ARC. Oh, who did that? Was ARC. And then it's ARC, and it's ARC, and it's ARC. It's like, man, who the fuck is ARC? So then they go to it, and then you scroll down, it's like, wow, they really doing the work. And like Chris said, we're so transparent that, we're going to show you where we cut the hole or sanded your car down, and we saw a rust hole in it that we have to fill in with metal, and then we'll show putting the metal in, so everybody would know, okay, they don't mess around, they do quality work. So anyway, it came back full circle to where I went down to Donkmaster shop. I had never been there before, and we chopped it up. Like I said, it's a YouTube video on there where we're talking about business stuff like that. So then he was like, all right, I'm gonna come up and see what y'all got going on. So then when he came up, he was like, damn, your shop bigger than mine. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when we actually showed him before they started the cameras roll, like he's looking like y'all really do good work. So then he was like, all right, look, I got like 8 or 9 cars for y'all to do. He's like, we're gonna start with, matter of fact, the first one we did was it was a 71 Chevelle convertible with black rally stripes. We did about probably like 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like a 30-day challenge type of thing. But we didn't put it out there until the car was finished. Right. There was a retired NFL player that played for the Bucks. Oh, Thomas Jenkins. Look up Thomas Jenkins. He used to play for the Bucks. But anyway, they did Donkmaster and NFL Players did his car. He had it for like 5 or 6 years. This dude would drive his Chevelle literally daily, every day. So it had nicks, scratches, like A to B car type of wear and tear on it. So he wanted to get it refreshened up. So Donkmaster, hey, look, I'm gonna give you a shot. Since y'all work on Instagram looks good, because this was before he came up here. He's like, I'm gonna give y'all a shot. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then next thing you know, he called me, hey, the car be there tomorrow. I'm like, oh, damn, he wasn't playing. He's like, yeah, I told you. He said, man, we're going to see what you made out of. So we brought the car up, deal we had to do, shipped it back down. He loved it. And then right after that, he sent us another one. And he said he got like 6 or 7 more for us to do. So like I said, it all boils down to, it all comes back to putting out a quality product. If you can't put a quality product out there, you can do all the marketing, all the promotional stuff in the world, but if the product isn't what it is, nobody's going to buy into it.
Not at all.
So that's that. And as far as the Whip Addict and Whip by Wade, same thing with them. I had graphic design relationship with them where Whip Addict's logo right now, I redid it. I did a bunch of shirt designs for Wade, and then it kind of turned into, hey, check out what my shop is doing. And they would see it, and then, Whip Addict Wade, they repost our stuff all the time. I know Whip Addict comes to a lot of the car shows we go to in Richmond. He always posting our stuff. So like I said, it's always about a quality product. And those 2 dudes specifically, I keep saying their names because I know them personally, but those 2 dudes, they don't put bullshit on their page. It's always quality stuff. Like Wade will even tell me, he's like, man, I get inboxes all day. Man, post my car. He'd be like, no. So again, to be on those guys' pages, like I said, it all boils down to, it all comes back to putting out a quality product.
Okay.
And that's in any business. That's in any business.
I agree. So from you guys getting to where you're at now, and back then when you were taking $300, sometimes maybe not being able to, I know about that. I know about that life. My first year in business, I lost so much money. Doing 6 months with just making $250. Losing cars getting totaled, you still got these expenses. That's not possible, right? So you left with that choice, like, should you give up and move to something else, or should you just continue to move on and give it another shot? What caused you guys to keep moving, pushing on, to get to where you at right now? Like, did you see the vision long term? Like, man, look, we're not eating right now, but let's continue to invest. Let's continue to keep it moving. We're gonna be in a better place. Like, what was going on through your mind to keep you guys pushing through those tough times within, your first year in business?
Well, I'll be completely 100 with you. If it wasn't for this guy right here, I'd have definitely walked away. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because it's like, so we both have families and stuff like that, but mine was already established. Like, he got a new wife, new baby, new house, new everything. I had already had everything. So when he got into it on a financial aspect, it wouldn't affect him as much because he still had other, different avenues of income and stuff like that. Me, I solely just walked away from my, my job on a whim. Like, we're going to get us a shot and see what happens. Because it's hard for me to work under people that doesn't have the business mind to be able to operate their own business. And by me being a painter, when you, like, even if you go to a showing shop or something like that, to have your car looked at, to have some work done, the manager of the shop is the head painter. Because if it's not for the painter, the guy's not gonna be able to put anything back together because nothing gets painted. So all that responsibility has always been on me ever since I've been doing it. So for me to work for somebody else it was hard because I'm telling them they definitely don't know what they're doing. But me being young, they don't want to hear. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. So that's the reason why I jumped out there. Now moving forward to answer your question, like I said, if it wasn't for him, I'd have probably left because that $200 or $300 every 2 weeks or every month or something like that, wifey didn't want to hit. She didn't want to, she's pretty much holding everything down. So I'm like, this stick it out, stick with me. I'm telling you, it's gonna work. Like we can see it, but your family, you got kids, you got responsibilities, you got mortgage, you got car notes, you got insurance. $200 or $300 is not going to cover all that. Yeah, so she pretty much had to hold it down for that first year. So he's telling me, come on, we can do it. Stick with it. You see what you're putting together. And she's like, man, it's good. Just leave. You need to get a better job. He doesn't always talk about it. It's crazy. But yeah, to answer your question, on my side, if it wasn't for him, yeah, I'd have been walked away. Definitely. I'm not even going to lie to you.
What about you, Ralph?
And then on my end, I guess the reason they keep pushing is because it was a void for ARC to fill in the area. Like even to this day, there are other shops around here that paint, but it's not many shops that I can think of. And like I said, we're not biased. Like of course, we know we're good, we know our worth. But I don't know of a lot of shops around that you can take your car to and get all of the services that we offer done at still a quality level. You know what I'm saying? So like it may be a shop to do this, a shop to do this, a shop to do that, but it's not a shop that does this, and in-house in one space. Exactly. So in my head, there was always that void to fill where if ARC, if he walks away, then I walk away and ARC, crumbles and is no longer there, then somebody else could come in and fill the void on what we were trying to do. So I always had that mindset. I'm not going to let anything, I'm going to ride till the wheels fall off. So I'm not going to let this business crumble for the next person to see everything that we did and then copy that and come jump right in as soon as we leave and then pick back up and go from there. So I always saw, the forefront. Then at the same time, remember, I still have these relationships with Donkmaster and all these other socials. So it's like we have we always had all the tools to make it work. And then like I would tell him, if it don't work, it's on us. If ARC fails, it's on me and him or me. But outside of that, we just have a no fail mentality. That's just how you gotta look at it. And like I said, it was definitely hard. It was definitely rough. Yeah, it was definitely hard. So I mean, but like I said, we gotta thank, definitely our customers, for sticking with us, and just giving us the opportunity. And like I said, when you put a quality product out there, and a lot of our clientele has come from referrals off of car shows, to be honest. Oh, who paid this? ARC. Oh, for real? Yeah, man. Some young black dudes down there in Waldorf. Go check them out. They go down there. They see what we see. Operation got. Next thing you know, hey, here's $3,000. Let me know how much more to be. Let me know when to be done. And then you get 2 more of those. You get 3 more of those. Next thing you know, we got to get a bigger shop. You know what I'm saying? So, but in the beginning, yeah, it was definitely difficult. But like I said, I just always had a no fail mentality, and that's just how you got to have it.
Dope stuff, man. I love that. What's that behind y'all?
What, blue one?
Yeah, what's that?
It's 71 Impala. Matter of fact, the one you shared, the one that was all apart and put back together, yeah. 71 Impala.
Okay. Are you able to show it or not?
Yeah, we can show it.
Let's see it. Let's see the viewers take a look at it while all 15 of you guys are in here.
Yeah, nah. So yeah, this one was this is actually supposed to be in a music video after we finish this tonight. So this actually worked out perfect.
Oh, so yeah. What did you guys do all together?
You said what all did we do to it? Oh shit, we totally rebuilt it. We put new quarters, new floors, new trunk. Yeah, like matter of fact, that picture that you posted, that before picture was this car. It was completely apart.
Yeah. So this is a finished product, guys, that you guys are looking at.
Yeah, and this is not to cut you off, but this is how we get our clientele. Like I don't have to convince you that it looks good. I mean, we know it looks good, but Everybody was like, man, who painted this? And we painted this, 3 years ago.
Whew.
Man, this was 3 years ago.
Yeah, like you can eat off it, man. That thing is super clean.
Yeah, this is 3 years ago.
What kind of wheels you got? What they 26?
Yeah, 26 Amani Forge. Then you can see the reflection just off of there. Look at that.
And that's 3 years old. Wow.
Yeah, that's 3 years old. So, like I said, we definitely try to strive ourselves on doing quality work just to keep everything coming in. And like I said, our biggest complaint, people say, "Oh man, you know they have my car X amount of time, blah blah." I mean, that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? That's what it takes.
What's the? I mean, obviously it depends case by case. But for like a rebuild that you got to do in this car, this is like a complete restoration.
Mm-hmm.
How long would that take? 5 weeks?
5 weeks. Try 9 months to 2 or 3 years.
Oh man, yeah, I never rebuilt a car like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, nah, it definitely takes time. Yeah, it definitely takes time. Now you can do them in like 6 months, but this is how the game goes. So on average, it takes like 9 months to 2 to 3 years. Now, if you got a bag where you want to drop 50, 60,000 at one time, we can do it in 6 months. But we haven't yet had a customer, you know what I'm saying, do that yet. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I've got literally less than a handful of customers that are even willing to do that. So, you know, but yeah, it just takes time. Even if we had all the money, all the parts, it would still take 6, 7 months to finish. And then you don't even know what you're getting into until you bust the car down. So.
Yeah, I seen y'all posted a clip of one guy banging the hammer on the trunk.
Sure.
Oh yeah, Jared. Yeah.
Putting all types of stuff in the trunk.
Yeah, matter of fact, that's Donkmaster's car.
Oh, that was Donkmaster's car. Okay, that was the recent one that he picked up to you guys.
Yep. That's the second one. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, man. Last thing I want to ask you guys. Everybody looking, everybody watching, entrepreneurs. You're looking at Black successful guys who never gave up, persistence. You know, they made it happen. Share any tips, any knowledge, any wisdom that you can give to anybody who's out there to chase their dream, trying to make something happen. You know, anything personal you guys to anybody that's watching about how to chase their dream, how to reach their goals, how to make it happen.
I would say my advice to any entrepreneurs of any race, honestly, is just whatever you do, just try to perfect your craft and be the best at doing it. Because there's so much competition out here, you know, nobody's going to say, well, who's the 5th best person that does paint around here so I can take my car to? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we strive to be the best in our area at what we do. And, you know, we got a shop full of cars to prove it. So, like I said, whatever you do, you know, in whatever business, just perfect your craft and try to be the best at what you do.
What about you, Chris?
So I would probably say, kind of piggybacking off of what he's saying, you know, just definitely perfect your craft, but whatever it is that you want to do, just research it. You know what I'm saying? Pull as much knowledge as you can out of it. Make sure that whatever you're getting into, it isn't saturated. Like, don't wake up tomorrow and say you want to be a tow truck driver. You're going to go buy a tow truck. It's like 100,000 tow trucks out there. You know, if you want to get into something, I'm not saying wreck your brain or try to do something that nobody else has done, but just make sure whatever you get into is not drawn out. And it's something that you can kind of get in and you could possibly capitalize, or if anything, network with other people, you know, to help whatever that is you're trying to do get better. Like with us, we started out just me and him, all the networking and the communicating and everything that he does, it worked out in the long run because, you know, now you got all these big names, you know, kind of representing our product. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, you just don't give up. That's it. Just don't give up and just research, and just make sure whatever it is that you're doing, you got to be able to eat and sleep it. Like, that has to be something that you're thinking about at least once or twice every hour or two throughout the day. Like, I mean, I'll go to sleep thinking about what car I'm gonna work on tomorrow. Like, it might sound crazy or something like that, but that's how I'm able to, you know, to attack the job and how to approach it and, you know, just kind of stand out from everybody else. Like, my mind is always thinking about these bills. I mean, hey, they work for LeBron, they work for Michael Jordan, they eat, sleep, Kobe Bryant, same thing. They just dreamed about it and just slept on it, and they just kept on doing it over and over and over. Yeah, it has to be repetitive. That's it.
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Drop you guys information, man. Drop the information. This is y'all fella. Let them know where they can find you.
Make sure y'all go to our Instagram, ARC Motorsports, Facebook, ARC Motorsports, YouTube, ARC Motorsports. 301-848-4044 is the number. Send us an inbox. What you working on, what you trying to work on. Like I said, we pretty much do it all. And yeah, man, I mean, like I said, ARC Motorsports, that's it. Like I said, it's so much, we got so much stuff in the works that we can't even tell y'all about yet, man. It's like, it's gonna make the haters really, really, really upset. Really upset. Oh, really upset.
Oh, with that being said, if I close it out, if you can just drop a little sprinkle of what's next for ARC Motorsports, don't give me all the stars. Don't give everybody everything away, because obviously as business owners, you don't want to tell them.
So if I had to sprinkle some of what we got going on right now, just don't be surprised if you saw me and or Chris somewhere televised other than social media.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So, you know, I'll just let y'all mind run with that. So, you know, we trying to make it happen, man. So I put your boy on there and say, yeah, make the haters mad, man. That's another thing too, man. You gotta have haters to motivate you, man, to do better. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
if they're not talking about you, you're not doing something right.
Exactly.
Exactly. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna shout out a couple folks. China Ren, Fourth of Amman, New York in your city. KP Car Chip. Man, we got these probably a lot of your folks too. That's up in the building. District Exotic.
Oh yeah, shout out.
J-Rock 757. Uncle Pooh 804.
Yep.
Q-Dub 37. Trill Badass 70s. Slab Rob. Mr. Whip 217. Damie. Damish. I don't even know his last name. My fault. Evo 757. Dole 957. Wheels by Larry. What's up, Wheels by Larry? Another business owner up in the building. Andy Girl 1. Fat 305. Oh, Ant Comment Nerd. Nerds. I don't know if we covered that, but I think he was talking about the guy who had the Nerds car. Is he still in the game? You guys know?
Yeah, he got. So what's going on now is everybody wants a fast car. So that's where we're at now. So yeah, everybody. So pretty much now it's show and go. So that's
show we go. Yeah. Yeah, so everybody who was one of the big wheels look good when like, all right, I need something fast, I need some motor work, not just something that looks good.
Yeah. So like I said, we've been kind of getting our feet wet in there. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's coming out of ARC in 2021. It's definitely 1,000 horsepower or better.
Ooh. Those stuff. Well, again, appreciate you guys showing love and blessing Cartalk TV with this interview today. Make sure y'all follow them and go support them. Go support them as well. If you got the cars that you're trying to get restored, from the ground up, or, you need some good teamwork, you need some good body work. If guys like Donkmaster messing with them, obviously, they putting out great quality work in the DMV region. Their cars going all the way from what? Georgia? Where's your farthest client from?
Our farthest client right now in the shop is I got 2 cars from Florida, and one of them is a Donk.
Look, they got the Florida boys sending them cars. You know everything crazy down Florida. They got cars from Florida.
Yeah. So the other thing I was gonna say before you cut off, what are you putting together that you gonna send up to ARC? Where you like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and let them boys put this thing together, man. What is Cartalk TV Rail putting together? What you got in the back of your mind right now that you like, man? You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let them knock this joint out.
So, okay, now you put the spotlight on me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all just a little secret, right? So lately, you know, I've been into like the exotic, you know, the luxury cars. I went on this rally. And I've seen, you know, some pretty fast cars, you know, Lambos, McLarens, and stuff like that. And it made me wonder, like, man, I would love to have one of those. I would love to have like a sleeper car, something that can keep up with them, smoke them, possibly. So I've been thinking about, it's still kind of on the luxury side, but I've been thinking about a SL55. SL55 AMG, but I'm gonna need to get it tuned up so that it can keep up. I think it comes stock with like 500 horses. I need to beef it up close to 700.
Oh yeah, you need more than that. Yeah, you definitely got to beat that up.
Yeah, and we've been down to the racetrack, man. My guys like, yo, we need something fast. We need something fast. I got one of my boys on my ear like, man, I'm about to redo this Chevy motor in my pickup truck. You know, I'm trying to get it up to 1,000 horses. So now that I know you guys are doing all the work, I'm gonna tell him, look, check out ARC, check out ARC. I haven't pinpointed exactly what I'm gonna do with old school yet, but you know, eventually I'm gonna build up a collection to get everything. You know, exotic, luxury, old school, some classic. You know, I want my garage to be filled with a little bit of everything. I got the passion for cars, not just new cars, old cars as well. You know, back when we did our homecoming, I used to bring out the 24s, you know, the Roadmaster. I don't think we knew each other then. But yeah, it's like from 08 to maybe about 09. I used to have a Roadmaster, 24s on it, lifted up, painted. I had the Motor Combat theme going on back in the theme car days. Yeah.
Now when I met you, when I first saw you, I thought you had that blue Benz with the white and blue. I think 22 or 20 or something. Yeah, I think that's when I first saw you. Matter of fact, what you had before that?
The Roadmaster. Before that, I had the Roadmaster from 08 to until I got the Benz in 2010. That's when I first started to really come to Howard.
I had to see a picture of the Roadmaster, but I definitely know. I definitely remember when you first got the Benz, though.
Yeah. Man, I stayed in DC with the Benz because, man, y'all, the love, number one, the love that y'all showed in DC and Northern Virginia, I didn't get that same feeling in my hometown. So I'm like, man, they showed so much love out there.
Yeah, we get the same problem. We never get love from the people that's in the immediate, you know what I'm saying? So like, you get some here and there, but for the most part, yeah, your own city never loves you. That's with anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Like, half the cars in our shop right now are not from you. And that's just, that just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what it is. Dope stuff. You say hometown heat, yeah. You know, unfortunately, it gets like that.
It's like they don't want to. It could be people that came up with you, who grew up with you, or did business with you before. But if you from where they from, or you came from something similar and in the same area for some reason, they just don't want to see you succeed for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I never understood that. I want everybody to succeed.
Same here.
Same here. Yeah, it don't make no sense. Like, we never say nobody's name, we never, you know what I'm saying, run nobody else's business into the ground, nothing like that. It just, for some reason, man, they just don't want to see ARC shine. And like I said, that's part of the motivation. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, when you see us on other avenues, you're gonna say, dang, I remember when he said that back then. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's all good.
Right. Look, man, we got 17 seconds before Instagram cut us off. I appreciate y'all chopping it up, man. When you was under the weather, you still bless us with the opportunity. Y'all go ahead and follow them, support them as well if y'all got those cars Cartalk TV, we out.